I am 31 weeks today and I'm officially in the third trimester. Hey guys, so I know it's been a really long time since I made a pregnancy update, mainly because I just haven't felt like doing it really, to be honest. I will go ahead and insert a picture here. I took this picture last night and I posted it to my Facebook. So I figured it'd be easier than having to move this camera and readjust the tripod and all that. I'll just show a picture of my belly getting really big. Well, there's a lot that has happened since my last update, and I'm going to be 100% truthful and honest with everything that I've dealt with. So some things might be a little TMI, but I'm going to tone them down as much as possible. First of all, if you can't tell by my hair and everything else, I am always hot. Always hot. I don't care what it is. I have to always sleep with a fan on. Even when we have our house at like 69, 70 to 73 degrees in here, I'm still hot. Sweating like a pig all the time. Can't help it, and nothing I can do about it. So it really sucks sometimes going outside because of how just hot I get so easily. There's a lot of times where people are like, I'm freezing and I'm over here sweating. I have been dealing with some sleep issues finally. Mostly, like, my pregnancy all the way up to here has been pretty easy. It's still pretty easy. I don't deal with a lot of really hard things that I hear other people talk about, but I'm starting to get a few uncomfortable symptoms that are starting to pop up, which is going to at any point in time. I mean, I'm growing a human being here, so I'm eventually going to get a little bit uncomfortable at some point during pregnancy. I think it's pretty natural. So my sleep pattern, as soon as I got it in a good position and I was ready because the kids were starting school, so I was going to bed earlier, waking up earlier. Well, as soon as I got that fixed, it was like my sleep pattern just went way out of whack. It seems like pretty much every night to every other night, I wake up within the 2 o'clock hour or the 3 o'clock hour and cannot go back to sleep, so that I stay up till 6 in the morning, get the kids on the bus at 7, and then from there, if I feel tired, I try to take a nap so that way I'm not sleeping really late. Sometimes that doesn't happen. Sometimes I don't really get tired or wore out until like 1 o'clock, and then I sleep till 3, and then the kids come in the door and wake me up, and then I stay awake from there. I don't care if I go to bed at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11, 12, I don't care. I always wake up in the middle of the night. It just happens. And then even when I do sleep, I notice that I'm tossing and turning a lot. I'm starting to get to where now, from sleeping on my side so much, I wake up with pain in my hip, my thigh, my knee joint. And I try and switch sides a lot. I know they prefer you to sleep on your left side, but it's okay to switch to your right side. Either way, it causes a little bit of joint pain. Mainly because I'm getting a lot bigger and there's a lot more weight getting put on my pressure points. I know in the past updates I was mentioning I had the diarrhea problem instead of constipation. Like I said, here's the TMI point. I'm going to tone it down where you'll just pretty much get the idea, right? Okay? So I finally, after dealing with it the entire second trimester, complained to my doctor about it, and I told them, you guys recommended Imodium AD, which does stop the diarrhea, but the problem is then it causes constipation, which is why I just kept assuming that instead of constipation, I'm getting the opposite symptom during my second trimester. So they went ahead and asked for a stool sample, which was freaking fun. I don't recommend that to anybody. They wanted to check me for blood, which, would mean probably internal bleeding. They wanted to check me for traces of salmonella or even parasites that would cause maybe the diarrhea and the pain. And my test results are all clear. I have none of that. I don't have bleeding. I don't have salmonella. I don't have any parasites. There is nothing wrong. They even listened to my intestines. There's nothing wrong with my digestive system or the stool coming out. It's just, this is what I'm dealing with. So this is why I told them, because they told me that actually having this much diarrhea isn't really that normal during pregnancy, since pregnancy itself, let alone your extra iron that you're getting in your prenatals and things like that, usually causes constipation as is. But like I said, since the third trimester has started, the diarrhea hasn't been as bad. I still get my restroom breaks are not normal no matter what happens. But it hasn't been as bad since the third trimester. So this is why I just assume that the whole second trimester is sort of into the third, where people normally would get constipation, I was just receiving the opposite. So now that huge TMI is out of the way, sorry, I just want to keep it honest in case anybody else is going through something similar. yeah, so I showed you my huge belly. With his movements, instead of so much of like the pulsating kicking that I think I mentioned before, now I feel him roll a lot more. And it's not so much that I'm saying that his whole body's rolling, because he should be head down towards my pelvis now, which, you know, instead of being breached, he should be in the perfect birthing stage at this point, hopefully. But I just feel like his either his legs or his butt or whatever it is just balls up into one area, like above, you know, my belly button and my upper stomach, right underneath my breast. So I experience that a lot. It seems like if I, you know, slouch while I sit or bend over too much, or just different things will cause it. In fact, I notice that when I'm walking, he tends to do it a lot, which is weird, because before it was like as I moved more, he stayed more still, and then as I relaxed more, he would move more. He does either or now. And I did the glucose test. I had to do 2 different glucose tests. Of course, the glucose tests are testing you for gestational diabetes. Sorry. And because I was overweight before pregnancy, I was very high risk at getting diabetes. But I do not have diabetes, so that's the good news. So they first tested me my very first appointment, and then they test you again once you get closer to like your 3rd trimester. They tested my glucose. They said that, I can't remember exactly what it was, like the medical term that they said, but my test was like on the line. I wasn't really underneath or above, it was just like right on the line. So they said, well, we're going to do a 3-hour glucose test to make double sure. Go ahead and fast for 8 hours, come in, blah, blah, blah. And I had to be there for the full 3 hours, could not leave. The only thing I could have in between was water. So after the 3-hour glucose test, they came back and said that I am perfectly fine, do not have diabetes, not even close to the line. It must have been something I ate the first test. But my iron is low, so I do have to get iron supplements. They want me to have 45 milligrams of iron a day. My prenatal only provides 25 milligrams. And the iron supplement that they told me to get has 45 milligrams by itself. So they said that I can either take both prenatal and the iron pill together, and then if that causes constipation problems, because iron will, then I can sort of like separate them. Take my prenatal in the morning, iron pill at night, and separate them like that. Either way, they want me to have at least, at the very minimum, a total of 45 milligrams of iron so that I don't become anemic and other things. So, my sister-in-law, Richard's brother's wife, gave me her bottle of bio oil, which you can get this at Walmart. This bottle is $10, and I know that sounds like a lot of money. That's why I didn't purchase it at first. But honestly, this bottle lasts a lot longer than you would think, and the $10 price isn't too bad once you realize that. Because it is an oil, you're using, like, it has a dropper dispenser, so you're using like very little at once and spreading it around, rubbing it all over. It smells really good to me anyway. The smell of it, I know this might sound weird to certain people, but the smell of it reminds me of something that my past, like my late grandmother used to wear. I don't know, it just reminds me of her, and it's just like, it brings me back to memory lane as a child. And it like makes me really miss her. But either way, I love the way it smells. I love the way it feels. It does make my skin a lot softer, especially right after use, and even throughout the day. Most of the time I'll put it on like right after a bath. I'll put it on in the morning, just really whenever I feel like putting it on, because it's not like it's going to hurt you to put too much on. I'll do it. But anyway, bio oil is really good for scars, stretch marks, uneven skin tone, aging skin, dehydrated skin. So you can use this pretty much anywhere. Obviously don't get it in your eyes or anything. It helps to improve the appearance of. But the directions on the bottle actually tells you to apply it twice a day for a minimum of 3 months. During pregnancy, apply twice daily from the start of the 2nd trimester. Yeah, and this is for external use only, so don't put it on any broken skin. Anyway, I love this stuff. Love the way it makes me feel. I just recently started using it, so it's not like I can tell you for sure that it has lightened any stretch marks or scarring that I've had before. But either way, it still feels really good. I told you guys before that we're naming the baby Miles, and I found this. I always wanted to get him like a light up letter. They have them at Hobby Lobby. This is like a really sort of like cheap plastic, feels really lightweight, and it's full of LED lights, but I found it at Walmart for 10 bucks. And it's actually, when I turn the lights off, if I was to have you in the pitch black and turn this on, these lights are actually really bright, which they're LED lights, so they only take like 2 AAA batteries, and you can hang it up or set it down on a shelf. I plan on probably hanging it up above his crib and bassinet. I mean, options will differentiate later on. I might hang it up here, might set it down here. I don't know. I thought it was really cute. But yeah, I wouldn't, like, it's so flimsy feeling. I wouldn't drop this because then it probably isn't going to work after that. It is pretty cheap feeling. But for $10, it's exactly what I wanted anyway, and it's cute enough for me. Once the 3rd trimester hit, I did start noticing that sometimes I'd start to get lightheaded out of nowhere. Here recently it hasn't been bothering me near as much as when I first hit the 3rd trimester. My back hurts sometimes a little bit more now. Like, everything that I'm telling you that sounds painful and bad has been very mild. It hasn't been anything like right now. I know I'm out of breath. But it hasn't been anything that's like so irritating or excruciating that I just can't function in life. Like, I know they tell you that when you go to bend down to pick something up, to bend at the knees more than at the back because it's going to help you with your back pain. But I can still do either or and get up just fine. I still move around a lot. And when I look at other women that are far along as I am, I guess I move around a little bit easier than some people do. I mean, everybody's going to go through different things. But yeah, last doctor's appointment was my 30-week checkup, and she said that total, from the beginning of the pregnancy to my 30 weeks checkup, I've only gained a total of 11 pounds. And my mom was like, well, does that mean the baby's okay? Like, is the baby not gaining weight? Because 11 pounds, I guess that sounds like not much. The baby is actually measuring 2 weeks ahead. So right now, I mean, at the 30-week checkup, the baby was measuring 32 weeks. So I hope that doesn't mean I'm going to have a really huge baby. I know a lot of people are teasing me saying you're going to have a big baby. I don't really care how big he is. I mean, it's going to suck whether he's big or small. It's birth. I just want him to be healthy and everything to go smooth and perfect, and just nobody has to go through anything type of pain-wise. Just, I mean, like, pain's going to come. But you know what I mean? I just want it to be, as long as he's okay and I'm okay and we're all okay, bringing him into this world, then I'm fine. I don't really care. I do really wish that he would stay under the 8-pound range for me. If you're going to, I mean, 7 pounds, everybody says, well, that's still a big baby. Well, I'd rather that than above. But like I said, as long as he's healthy, I'll deal with it. Yeah, I feel like I've been talking like 100 miles a minute, but I just wanted to kind of get this update out there for you guys since I haven't updated in a while. And I didn't really feel like doing it again today because once again, I've been having some bathroom issues. It's nothing new. But I thought, heck, why not go ahead and just get it done, get it over with, and go ahead and update for you guys. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and subscribe for more content if you want. And yeah, you guys can talk about your pregnancy experiences in the comment below, as long as everything stays civil. And there you go. Bye. See you guys next time.